If you've been staring at bead rollers for a while and still aren't sure which one actually fits your garage or your budget, this is the review that will help you decide. I spent time looking at what people actually say after they've used this thing for a few months, not just what's printed on the box. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Woodward Fab 24-inch Power Bead Roller is one of those tools that looks simple until you realize how many ways it can mess up your project if you pick the wrong size or power level. A lot of folks start with a smaller benchtop model, then quickly outgrow it when they try to roll a full quarter panel or a door skin. That's exactly where this 24-inch model steps in. It's wide enough to handle most patch panels and small body sections without taking over your whole workspace, but it's not so big that it becomes a permanent fixture you can't move. So who actually needs this thing? If you're restoring a classic car, building a hot rod, or even fabricating custom body panels for a project car, this roller gives you the leverage to shape sheet metal without wearing yourself out. I've seen guys try to do the same job with a hammer and dolly, and after 3 hours they're still fighting the metal instead of shaping it. With the power assist, you get consistent beads and flanges in minutes, not hours. That's the real time saver, not just the speed, but the repeatability. Once you set the depth and pressure, every pass looks the same, which is huge when you're trying to keep panel gaps even across multiple pieces. Now, where this tool starts to show its limits is in the thickness of the metal you can run through it. This isn't a heavy-duty industrial roller meant for a 1/4-inch steel plate. It's built for 22 gauge up to about 16 gauge sheet metal, which covers most classic car body panels and patchwork. If you're trying to roll a truck bed floor or a roll cage, you'll want something beefier. Also, because it's a 24-inch width, it's not the most portable tool in the world. It weighs about 85 pounds, so unless you've got a dedicated spot in the garage or a sturdy workbench, moving it around every weekend isn't going to happen. That's a trade-off you have to accept for the extra width and power. Another thing that caught people off guard in the reviews is the noise level. This isn't a quiet machine. It's got a 1/2 horsepower motor that's pushing 2 steel rollers, so expect a low hum with a metallic rattle in the background. If your garage is attached to the house or you're working early on a Saturday, you might want to plan around that. Ear protection is definitely recommended, especially if you're doing long runs. Setup is straightforward, but it's not plug-and-play. You'll need to mount it to a solid surface, either bolt it to a bench or use the included mounting plate on a sturdy table. The manual warns against setting it on an uneven floor because the rollers can bind and leave uneven beads. That's not a flaw in the design, it's just a reminder that sheet metal tools demand a flat, stable base. Once it's mounted, adjusting the pressure is simple. Turn the knob, lock it in place, and you're ready to go. No calibration sheets or special tools required. Where this roller really shines is in projects that involve multiple panels. If you're restoring a '67 Mustang and need to make door skins, quarter panels, and a trunk floor, having a 24-inch width means you can roll a full sheet without flipping or repositioning the metal halfway through. That saves a ton of time compared to a smaller bench roller where you have to feed the sheet in sections. I've seen builders use this to create custom wheel tubs and floor pans, and the consistency they get is hard to match with hand tools. On the flip side, if you're only doing small repairs, a patch here, a dent there, a 24-inch roller is overkill. You'll end up fighting the size and weight for jobs that a 12-inch or 16-inch model could handle just fine. And if you're working with really thick material, like 11 gauge or thicker, you'll quickly max out the motor's torque. The reviews mention that pushing beyond 16 gauge can cause the motor to bog down, so you'll need to step up to a heavier duty machine if that's your regular material. One practical tip from the feedback: if you're using this for the first time, start with some scrap metal to dial in the pressure. The knob gives you a lot of fine control, but it's easy to over-tighten and leave deep grooves in softer aluminum. Once you find that sweet spot, mark it on the knob with a Sharpie so